Are we living just to live, or are we thriving?
If I gave you 60 seconds to diagnose the modern human body, what would you say is broken?
The mindset. People were so sick, but then they changed their mindset because most people just think that they can live the life poorly, and then they think that there's some miracle pill out there that they could just eat and then tomorrow everything's going to reset.
What's one thing every working professional understood about their body?
Your body is intelligent. When you feel something is off, don't doubt it.
The world is full of noise, but only a few voices cut through it, because they don't just talk about success. They show you how to live it. Fast, smart, real. This is more than a podcast. It's your next evolution.
Welcome to the Raygacy Show. What if the pain you're experiencing isn't actually the problem, but your body's way of communicating that something deeper is out of balance? Today's guest has dedicated his career to helping people understand and restore that balance. Dr. Nicholas Lim is a Singapore-born chiropractor, the clinic director of Dr. Chiro Pte Ltd, and a passionate advocate for holistic health and healing. His approach goes beyond simply treating symptoms. Through Advanced Zone Chiropractic, nutrition, and natural healing principles, Dr. Lim helps individuals unlock their body's innate ability to heal, perform, and thrive. A graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, the world's first chiropractic college, Dr. Lim has pursued excellence through more than 80 postgraduate seminars and extensive training with some of the most respected chiropractic masters across the globe. His mission is simple, yet powerful, and that is to help people achieve better health by restoring balance within the body. In this conversation, we'll explore the hidden causes of pain, the connection between spinal health and overall well-being, why so many people are struggling with chronic issues today, and what it takes to create lasting health in a fast-paced modern world. And now, please welcome Nicholas into the podcast. Woo-hoo!
Thank you, Rayson.
Hey, you're most welcome, man.
So honored to be at this show. Yeah.
Well, it's really an honor to have you here. We've discussed about this a year ago. We've wanted to have this happen, and I'm really grateful that you reached out to me again. And voila, finally, we are here in the studio recording our episode together. So, Nick, how have you been, man?
Oh, it's been amazing. So, this is come full circle because last weekend we had a chiropractic conference in Asia for in Singapore.
Yeah.
And we had so many 80 over chiropractors from around the world that were practicing as far as Canada, flying all the way to Singapore just to attend this conference. So it's a great place to reconnect. And then a few days later, now we're here.
Yeah, well, I saw the clip that you sent me. It's really brilliant. It's about mental health and chiropractor, which we will share a little bit about it later on as well. And also at the same time, for those who do not know you, can you share with the audience a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
So, hi, my name is Dr. Nicholas Lim. So I'm a chiropractor. I'm not a medical doctor. So what I do is I practice Advanced Zone Chiropractic, which I'm the only one in Singapore practicing right now. So I learned this from my teacher, Dr. Peter Goldman in the USA. And what I like about it is because the approach is simple, yet it's very profound. And it talks about cause-based rather than symptom-based healing kind of session. Right? And at the same time, because you are what you eat, so we also help people with, eating the right foods, setting the right mindset for success, for health, healing, wellness, and well-being.
Right. I noticed that it's a lot of times, a lot of people are just treating symptoms more than the cause itself. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, because sometimes, yes, it is what the public wants because that's what we grow up. It's always about pain. It's always about symptoms. But sometimes, as practitioners, I think it's not the best, approach to just compromise on our values. And that's why, by saying that, I mean that if we want to really help people with their cause, even though if people want symptom healing, we still agree with them first, but then later on we try to educate them that actually it is not about symptoms, but actually it is about your whole life, and we have to get to the root cause if you want to see results.
Right, okay. And, just now we talked about pain earlier on that you mentioned as well. So, Nick, can you share with us, what's something most people believe about back pain or posture that's completely wrong?
So, most people would just think that their neck pain, their back pain, it's a one-off thing.
Right.
So, I always hear, oh, I just got it a few minutes ago, or just happened to me yesterday. But I always ask them, what was the events leading up to this episode?
Right.
Do you have poor diet, poor sleep, injury, trauma, stress, repetitive trauma, which is, a little bit of micro stresses, micro trauma, every day building up to this episode? So it didn't just happen, but it was a total build up of your whole life, and that leads to that, neck pain, back pain they're experiencing. And we have to unravel why did this happen.
Right. So you're saying that it's something like you, for example, trying to lift something heavy with a bad posture. And over the years, you've been doing that. Wrong posture. And then you still go to the gym. And it added up to all those facades that cause your back, your shoulder, or whichever area to have that soreness and that pain, in a sense. Right, okay.
Because another thing is, one thing I like was, when studying chiropractic, our founder, D.D. Palmer, said, he first asked this question, why two person of the same age, same background, same kind of build, they basically have the same kind of, background and everything, but then why one was ailing and why one was thriving? And that really, sparked my mind. And then after that, many years later, I understood that because maybe one live a life that the whole body has great nervous system balance, and one has poor nervous system balance.
Okay, I understand. Well, this is interesting. This is really interesting. So for those of you who are tuning in, now you know why you're having this pain and this soreness for so damn long. All right. So this is the reason why. And also at the same time, for those of you who are really seeking help, you can also actually look for Dr. Nick. All right. And Nick, if I gave you 60 seconds to diagnose the modern human body, what would you say is broken? So
the broken is actually, to be honest, I would say, the mindset. Because the mindset is, because most people just think that, they can live the life poorly and then they can do whatever they want. And then later on, they just think that there's some miracle pill out there that they could just eat or they could just do, and then tomorrow everything's going to reset. But that's not the case, right?
Right. Okay.
Because so a lot of things can change if we change our mindset, and if we actually understand that it's a whole process, it's not an event, right? Then we can actually do so many things. Because honestly, I've seen, even with my friends, family, or even like clients, that people were so sick, but then they changed their mindset, right? Their bodies were so broken, but they changed their mindset, they changed their whole life. Things reversed.
Right. Okay. I agree with you that mindset is something that is very important, because if you think and believe that you had this pain because of just one singular event, then it is not 100% right.
Yes. I give you an example. So, we have like client. What I would say that we have clients that, came back their x-ray reports or come back their medical reports show that they have issues. But then they told me that the x-ray, the MRI machine was probably spoiled. And then they say, oh, I don't believe I have this problem. But it's clearly black and white that they have this problem. But then they say they don't have this problem. So what can I do?
Well, you can't fit in their delusions or their false belief, right? Right, understand. And why are more young people in their 20s and 30s suddenly needing chiropractic care?
I would say it's because the advent of using more modern devices like handphones, laptops, computers. Okay. So in the past, we still use it. I think with the .com, in the boom in the 2000s, that time was just laptop. Right now it's more like iPad with so many other devices.
Right.
And a lot of times we keep looking down, and a lot of times we add in a lot of stress. So every degree we actually put stress into our head. We actually put in like 30 kilograms of weight into our spine. So imagine you do 3 degrees, that's like already 90 kilograms. And you keep doing that day in, day out, what's going to happen to you?
Oh, okay.
And then suddenly, if you also understand like anatomy, right? A lot of the cervical spine, the neck, there are muscles that have origin, basically where the muscle originates, and insertion is where the muscle ends. So a lot of times, the cervical spine, we have connections even to the back through the latissimus dorsi muscle, right? I mean, forget about the jargon, but so all you need to know is that if you have a neck issue, you can link to a back issue as well. And honestly, starting from using the handphone. So sometimes I tell people using a handphone can cause back problems. Even though it's straining your neck or shoulders, it can link back to your back. And that's all through anatomy.
Right. Yeah, it's true because our neck is linked to our back. It's connected. So that's why we will feel that soreness. And I didn't know that by tilting my head like this will cause a 30 kilogram or even slightly more kind of weight onto and pressure onto my body, onto my back and onto my neck itself, right? So, wow, this is very insightful. And wow, so what can they do to prevent this? I mean, like if they are looking at phone, they have to do this, right? So that means they have to just look like this or what?
So, I mean, try to use like a handphone stand.
Oh, handphone stand. Okay.
Yeah, or try to use something, try to look at eye level rather than trying to keep looking down. And of course, that's why we educate people on the importance of getting adjusted, importance of getting physical exercises, right nutrition, as well as, what we have is something called, in our office, we have Deneros. So Deneros is like a kind of like special chiropractic board that you can lie down and actually help to stretch that ligament in the neck and the mid-back and the low back.
Oh,
and so that you can help to maintain that curvature, that in the neck and curvature at the back.
Oh, okay. So you just lie down. Do you have to roll it like a roller kind of stuff?
No, it's very good. Or the next time we need to get you tried.
Okay,
so
sure.
It's like that, and then you can like really stretch out that ligament, and then and over time when you use that Denero, you actually can see under X-ray that their spine's curvature actually comes back.
Oh, interesting. And how long does it take for you to do one session of that? 30 minutes or?
I mean, it really depends on individual.
Right, okay.
But I would say it can be a few minutes to maybe it's longer.
Okay, interesting. And Nick, I would like to ask you, right, what's the biggest mistake people make when trying to fix their posture or pain?
The biggest mistake that they can make, right, is to just think that they could Google everything, ChatGPT everything. Because honestly, a lot of when it comes to this kind of advice, they don't really have the knowledge for chiropractic wise. Maybe a lot of they give you in terms of, it's quite limited. So sometimes it's based on other people's experience, but but everybody is also different.
Yeah, agree. So you're saying that it's more generic or people specific kind of solutions rather than your specific solution for you.
Yes, and sometimes online they write the worst case scenario. So when they read it, they get freaked out, right?
Yeah.
And then, but actually sometimes it is less serious or sometimes it's more serious. So sometimes it really depends because we are not built differently. We are a different height, different weight, different kind of life story, right? Different kind of things. So honestly, really, that is why professionals exist, right? And that's why, I would say books are better because, right? Rather than, podcasts are like a bit better, right? Or, talking to your friends who are maybe healthcare professionals are even better, right?
Rather than even a chiropractor itself.
Yes. Or rather, can you also reach out to me, right? And we're happy to have you to talk to you, to give you the right information because, don't read the forums, because, sometimes they have good information there, but sometimes it is accurate, sometimes it's not accurate.
Right, okay, understand. And can you walk us through that what actually happens in the body when someone ignores chronic tension or misalignment?
So simply, if they ignore that, they really inhibit the ability to express life fully. So because, our body adapts. So even though we keep putting in a lot of stresses to life, and cause the body to be a lot of pain, numbness, tingling, discomfort, or numbness, right? And if we continue to ignore that, yes, sure, we still can able to live, but what kind of quality of life do we live?
True.
Are we living just to live, or are we thriving, right? Because we want to live. To live is to really be life, right? Not just to live and just to, in a survivor mode, just to get by, but we really want to thrive in all aspects of life.
Right.
And if you can live life to the fullest, that is amazing, right? Rather than just trying to, and then just like maybe you say, oh, if I got this problem, maybe I just sleep and then pray that the pain will go off.
Yes,
but actually, that it will never will.
True. Right.
But we secretly wish that, it will go off, but actually we need to understand what is the root cause, why did it actually happen, and not just simply, wish for it to happen.
Yeah, wish for it to go away, yeah? So for those of you who have been ignoring your chronic tension or misalignment of your back or whatever, just remember this. Don't pray for it to be gone. Quickly seek help, okay? This is a sign from the universe, from God, whatever you believe in, telling you that you need help and you need Dr. Nick's help or anybody's help in a way, right? And I'd like to ask you as well, Nick, what separates temporary relief, like massages, from real structural healing?
So, think of it, I always like to say, the layers of the body. So we have skin, we have deep skin, we have blood.
Yes.
We have muscles, tendons, ligament, cartilage, right? And then the bones, the bone marrow, we have the lymphatics, we have the nerves. So think of it, when you go massage, maybe you go up to maybe the muscle level.
Yeah.
But then you really don't go inside. And so could be temporary, but it could also, sometimes maybe that's all you need. But then for some people, maybe the circulation or maybe the blockage of their body, right, is deeper inside, which you need to adjust the nervous system, and chiropractic adjustments help to release that, going deep into the body, into the nerves, right? Going down, spiraling down. And at the same time, remember I was saying earlier on about the ligaments. So sometimes you also need to stretch that ligaments because to get back that curvature, so that the brain is able to communicate to the spine is able to communicate to the brain, and help that nervous system function the way it is, and let the body function without any kind of nervous system interference.
Right.
Or any kind of interference to the nervous system. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. So you're saying that massages can be okay, can be good, but sometimes you need more than that. That's why chiropractor is needed to help in certain situations like this, right?
Yep.
Right, understand. And we are actually in this world of ergonomic chairs where we are always encouraged to buy such chairs and with such beautiful designs on these chairs as well. So, and even standing desks, where I see Russell Brunson or anyone that's actually doing those, I would say, live webinars and all, and they are standing on their standing desks. Besides the standing desk, and they're talking and all this other stuff. So can you share with us, do all these ergonomic chairs and standing desks really solve the problem, or are we missing something deeper?
So I would say everything is part of the equation, but it's not just the equation, right? So what I mean is ergonomic chair, standing desk could help you to at least alleviate some of the issues, because a lot of people here work so many hours in a week, and if they don't have proper equipment, that will also it will cause the problem to be even more serious. At least when you have those issues, even if it don't help you to get better, it don't cause you to get worse. Whereas if you don't have proper equipment, it might cause you to get worse, right?
Okay.
So I believe that ergonomic chairs and ergonomic table, at least even if it could help some people, but even if it don't help some people, at least don't make you get worse. So then combined with a balanced diet, combined with a proper exercise regime, combined with chiropractic adjustments, right? The right mindset, you can live a life that is really, really full of expression, right?
Yeah, and less pain.
Yes.
Right. Okay, interesting. And just now you mentioned about exercises as well. So, Nick, can you share with us, why do some people exercise regularly, but they still suffer from chronic pain?
Remember just now I was saying that chiropractic's founder, D.D. Palmer, he said, why does two people of the same, everything's the same, but then one is ailing, one is thriving?
Yeah.
And that is because that person, even though he's well built, his nervous system between the brain and the spine to the brain, is not functioning at its best. And honestly, that's why chiropractors is the only one that can really help to express life fully through the nervous system by locating, detecting, analyzing what we call vertebral subluxation, which is basically the interference that's happening to the nervous system. And once we're able to do that, we balance the body through the adjustment, and then a person just tell us, wow, now I understand what really living life fully to the in full expression really means to me, right? And it's something beyond words. You just cannot explain why.
Right, and it's more than just you cracking their bones and all, right? It's more than that.
It is, because honestly, I remember when I was attending school in the United States in Davenport, Iowa, where it was the first chiropractic school. I would say some people call that the Harvard of chiropractic. And our teachers always tell us, don't get seduced by the sound. He said many people can make cracks,
right?
But you're not running a crack house.
Oh, true.
Right? It's not about that. It's about are you really moving the segments? Are you moving the bones so that because you can see in the spine there is nerves going throughout that spine. So when you actually release that, you're actually allowing the full expression of the brain to the spine to the brain. And what we are doing is we're not fixing anything. We're just helping the body to be itself and go back to where it was.
Right. Okay. Oh, interesting. And, we always hear from people about how they have actually been transformed during chiropractor, right? When we met their chiropractors and went through those sessions together. And like you mentioned earlier on, that they are living the life fully in a sense with lesser pain and all. So what's the most shocking transformation you've ever seen from a patient?
Right. So we so actually it was just a couple just like I think it's like last month.
Oh, last month.
Yeah, but the guy came to us a few months ago. So
Okay.
he was an old man with his wife. So basically I think he couldn't walk and he was on a wheelchair.
Oh,
And he couldn't even wear his clothes. He couldn't even live life. His activities of daily living was like not in the most ideal state. You know, he couldn't even live life at all, right?
right.
It was miserable life. And so his daughter and his wife, they were so concerned. And his daughter was like, I think from Australia.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
lived there and then came back. So she wanted to understand more. And the wife also tried to understand. So before that, he didn't want to come at all. In fact, he kept trying to postpone the appointment and all that. But then in the end, later on, the wife and the daughter just kind of like dragged him there.
Oh, okay.
And so beginning, he was super skeptical. And honestly, and then when I came to tell him, I told him, first of all, what we are doing is we're not fixing anything. We're just trying to bring back the expression from the brain to your spine, the spine to your brain. And when that happens, you're going back to where you were before.
Okay.
And then all these problems of pain, numbness, tingling, maybe you cannot walk or you cannot sit, that's irrelevant. It will just disappear.
Right.
And then after that they were convinced. So they came like, I think it was like they came like 2 or 3 times a week.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just in a short period of time, you know, I think it was like later on, you know, he came like once a week. You know, beginning he came like 3 times, I think, then 2 times and 1 time or something. And then later on, within like 3 months, now he doesn't even need any of that. You know, later on, of course, he downgraded from the wheelchair to the walker. Now he can totally walk without the walker. And
wow. Okay.
It's quite amazing. And
Man.
And I told him, it's not me, it's your body. What I'm trying to do is to remove the interference, right? Between your nervous system, from the brain to the spine to your brain. Your body is the ultimate healer.
Right.
You know, your body heals itself if there is no interference, right?
Okay.
And it's not just an adjustment, but the important thing is to find out where to adjust. That is the harder part.
Right.
Because if you can figure out where to adjust, you really can unlock the keys to help you feel better, right? In terms of health, healing, wellness, and well-being. And honestly, the issues don't even matter. And now the wife and the daughter tell me that now he's so excited. Even before the appointment, like 1 hour, he already like waiting and like call them. What time you coming to pick me up to? Let's go to the appointment. So
wow, okay.
It's quite fascinating. And honestly, you know, he just said that he doesn't even know what life would happen without this. And they even gave us like a great Google review on this. And you know, they were like saying that, wow, I didn't know that chiropractic could. Honestly, when they came, they were just looking for pain relief, but then actually after that, they experienced so much more. And they said now they could express life more to the fullest.
So you're saying that this guy has been ignoring pain for a very long time, right? Okay, got it. And for this guy, if you are ever watching this episode, kudos to you. And of course to your wife and your daughter who has made a real impact in your life by bringing you to Dr. Nick. And also at the same time, Nick, I would like to ask you, was there a moment in your career that completely changed how you view the human body?
Right. So I would say it really changed my life after going to practice, because in school you learn so much jargon, you learn so much.
True.
You learn really complicated systems in the body. Really, basically, even in anatomy, you got to do like dissecting the human body and learning, and that's what we did in the United States, right? That was like, so that time was like so complicated. But then later on, going to practice, you really found out that people cannot understand all these jargon, so you really have to put into simple terms and try to use like analogies, stories, so that actually people can understand what you do. Because no matter how good you are, honestly, nobody really cares,
right?
Until they know how much you care for them, right? Because and really try to put them in simple stories so that it is relatable to them, right? And then that's why I feel it is, yeah.
Okay, right. And for those of us, especially those who are laymen, have never gone for chiropractor before, right? What are 3 simple tests anyone listening right now can actually do to check if your body is out of alignment?
So I would say first thing, you number one, you can turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left,
okay,
and just see if you can actually rotate as much on both sides, right?
Okay.
That is one way. And then second way is you can even stand on one leg, like on the right, then on the left, and then see whether your balance is equal on both sides.
Okay.
If it's not, then you're misaligned, right?
Right.
Third one, you can just, put your back under the wall and see whether you can actually lie, really like on the
Flat.
wall. Yeah. And if it's not, then that you're probably misaligned as well, because
I see.
Right.
Wow.
So things like that, you can use very simple checks, because, and of course, maybe one test may not be good enough, but if not, you do 2. If all 3 tests
you fail,
then
come to Dr. Nick then.
Yes, right?
Right. And I'm pretty sure after this whole podcast is being recorded, even our cameraman will be thinking, hey, do I pass this test as well? And maybe he will be thinking to himself like, hey, I'm going to try that out as well, right? Right? So for those of you who are listening, watching this, try these 3 tests out. And if you find that there's some issue, please reach out to Dr. Nick, because he will be the Jesus of your chiropractor, Jesus of back, in a way, back pain and all this other stuff that can help you to reduce those pain and also help you with the misalignment, in my opinion, because of how his patients, his clients can actually walk from a wheelchair bound to a walker to a I would say not using all this kind of stuff anymore, right? So this is
Rayson,
really good.
the hard part is, when people come to us, they have a lot of issues. So a lot of them want one time, and they think that one session is going to get rid of all their problems. Yeah. So the fact that I'm going to tell you that the guy who came and he could get his result is because he came many, many, many times.
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
And in a short period of time, and first of all, that's why when they want to get help, they need to believe first. Because if they don't believe, they're so skeptical, honestly, I cannot help them also.
True. It's just like fever, right? When you have fever, high fever, you can't be just taking 1 Panadol or 2 tablets of Panadol once and then you'll be recovered in an instant. No, it's not like what you eat, like those I would say miracle pill or whatsoever, right? It's not those miracle pills. We don't have that in reality, right? Maybe in Dragon Ball, in all these other other animes or any Marvel movies and all, you get to see this kind of stuff. But in reality, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
right?
Because the reason I'm saying this is because we have helped a lot of people, but sometimes we come in, we see clients, they ask us, do you do magic sessions? Do you do miracle sessions? Do you do instant healing sessions?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's why, that's the hard part, trying to explain to them. And sometimes we're able to educate people if these people are open, but sometimes if they're not open, there's really nothing we could do about it. Yeah.
Well, I totally agree with you on that, especially those who are more of an older age and they are more skeptical and more, I would say, like they are always thinking of like spirituality, more religious and all. Then probably, yes, they will come to you and ask you all this kind of stuff. And they might say that it's against their religion to do this kind of stuff as well, right? And I'm pretty sure you might have met a little bit of this kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how do you deal with them? Do you say, hey, this is not what it is, but if you continue to believe, it's fine. I can't force fit you my belief and my practice to you, in a sense.
Yes. So I see if I can educate them, then I'll try to educate them, but not, we just tell them, we'll do our best, and then if they come back, we'll help them again. If not, maybe someone else can do a better job.
Yeah, maybe someone can bless them, huh? And adios amigo to them. And I'd like to ask you as well, what's a daily habit that silently destroys our posture over time?
So the silent habit?
A daily habit that silently destroys our posture over time.
So I would say, like, a lot of people, in Singapore, we eat a lot of, like, especially like deep fried food.
Oh.
Right? And deep fried food causes inflammation.
Okay, understand.
So when your body is highly inflamed, your body easily get injured. And then later on, coupled with the handphone, coupled with the iPad,
right,
coupled with the computer, and your body is high inflammation, what's going to happen? Suddenly, after one, then it's like, boom, there was like a sound. And then you say, oh, how come I got this? It's like, and they'll say, I don't know what I'm just doing. I was just using the phone, and then suddenly my neck went out. I hear this all the time. Or sometimes people is like, I don't know, I just walked, and then my ankle just went out.
Is that common?
Some of them, yeah. And yesterday we had a client who said, I was just working out, and it was quite a young guy. I think it was like in his 20s.
Okay.
And then he said he's just working out, and suddenly his whole neck cannot move.
Crap.
And then after that, if you realize a lot of them, it's really their whole lifestyle, right? And it goes down to back to belief system, because sometimes, and it's also hard because if you really like this food, you really like this kind of lifestyle, you're used to it, to change it. Maybe as when you're younger, it's easier to change, but when you are at a certain age, you've been doing this half of your life, right? How do you easily change this? Not easy.
Right. And I suppose people who are of a bigger stature, like they are more chubbier, they are more plump, they will have these kind of issues much more easily as compared to...
Yes.
Okay. Those who are not.
But it's not to say that those people who are super fit also don't get it, because like I say, some of it, and those people, I have seen some people like very fit, but they always get a lot of problems. It's
Right.
because likely their nervous system is not ideal and not functioning at its best. They're not expressing life to the fullest. Yeah.
I see. Okay. I understand. Interesting. And what's 1-2 minute routine people can do every day that would drastically improve their spine health?
So I would say to wrap a towel, make it really tight,
Okay.
and then really just lie down on their neck, to stretch that ligament, maybe just 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day. And, that by actually helping the neck to stretch, you can get some kind of relief. But however, if you're, like I said, if you have been getting a lot of problems every day, then maybe that is not enough. Then you likely need to get adjusted and need to change your daily habits.
Right.
And by doing that, you will see a drastic change in your life. Yeah. And if you never get adjusted, always come and get adjusted. You will see the drastic change in how your life will be, your posture, your stature, and everything. Yeah.
Right. Okay, interesting. So I will try this out later on when I'm
Yeah.
at home here with the towel wrapped, and then after that lie.
And of course, that is not the ideal. But in our office, we use a Danero. That one is a really deeper kind of stretching
Right.
on the neck, because that one, the towel is like, it's better
It's
than
minimal.
nothing.
Right, understand. It's minimal, but it's better to have the Danero.
Yeah.
So where can we buy those Danero? Is it like on Shopee or something?
So the Daneros, they do not sell to anybody except for chiropractors. I remember when I was ordering it, they even asked for my diploma. I have to submit my credentials before even I can buy it.
Oh, okay, interesting. I thought we can just buy it off the shelf or something.
Nope.
Okay, got it.
But of course, we can help our clients to buy it if they need it.
Okay, I
That
see.
is, and sometimes, we could help our clients to buy. And I know that many of us chiropractors, we actually buy for our clients, and so that they could do this at home also.
Is it expensive, the Danero?
I would say, we have a local distributor here in Singapore. But of course, sometimes the funny thing about buying all these things, if you ship it from overseas, right? The shipping costs more than the product.
Oh yeah, true. Especially when you're shipping from overseas, like US, UK, kind of places.
And this last weekend, I was at the Asia Chiropractic Summit. So the founder, Dr. Adrian Danowell, he was in Singapore. And he brought a lot of items. He was teaching a class here. So after that, I asked him if I could get some of those things from him. So at least by buying it from him directly, I don't have to pay that shipping, right?
Right. Okay. Oh, and he sold it to you, I suppose.
Yes.
Nice. And Nick, if someone can't afford frequent treatments, what's the most important thing they should focus on?
So that go back to if my clients who cannot afford frequent treatments, I would actually get them a Danero.
Okay.
To at least, so that they could, when they could buy the Danero, they could at least use it frequently at home to actually stretch the ligament, because it's no longer about pain. It's when they improve their curvature of the neck and curvature of the back.
Yeah.
That's because structure governs function, right?
Right.
They will see some change in your body. But of course, that is at least like with the Danero is like better than nothing, right? But it still cannot replace the chiropractic adjustment, because the chiropractic adjustment is so powerful that it could actually change a lot of people. And I would say they cannot afford it. Then we have to think of maybe like the Danero to help them, but it still doesn't replace the adjustment.
Okay, understand. So it's a 2-in-1 that you need to go through. Danero plus the adjustments from chiropractor.
Yeah.
And how long does this take for them to actually go back to almost near normal kind of or the usual state of their curvature of the back and spine?
So that's an interesting question, but honestly, it really depends on the body. It depends on the individual, because everybody comes with a different set of lifestyle issues, and depending on how severe their curvature problems are or their issues are. So we have to go through with them, and tell them their reported findings and let them decide if this is something they want to take forward, because somebody younger, somebody older, they have totally different kind of set of issues as well. But some people take shorter time, some people take longer time.
Okay.
And that's why it's important to have a consultation, assessment, or even take an X-ray, or even get all this done, and then we'll discuss with them what is the step forward.
Right. Okay. And what's better, fixing the problem early or waiting until pain becomes serious?
Well, that, to be honest, definitely on paper is better to always, fix the problem early, right? Rather than just wait. But then, to be honest, that's not what everybody thinks, because after speaking to many clients say that usually when they have a problem, people will try to wait. Sometimes they wait for months and see if the problem just go out by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And they only come after many months, or sometimes even years, the problem don't go off, then they try to seek help. Because sometimes I mean, it could be an ego issue,
Ego issue.
Yes.
Okay.
Because some of them say that, some of them are really high flyers in the industry, high flyers, in the marketplace. And sometimes to go and seek help and to admit they have this problem, it can be a difficult thing also.
Right. Okay.
And sometimes it takes their friends or maybe their wife or their husbands to tell them to go and see somebody. Then they would actually think about it. Or sometimes, because if nobody tells them, they wouldn't go on their own.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes we need, I mean, think about it, as humans, we sometimes need reminders, right?
Yeah.
We listen a lot from our families, our friends, our circles, and somebody tell us something, then we'll go and take action. If nobody, we just do our own thing.
Yeah, they will just do whatever they can and just forget about the pain, try and forget it because they are so busy with their life, with their work and all.
Yeah.
So that's why they just ignore the pain. And then after that, it became a very big issue.
Yeah.
Until they somehow needed surgery and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So are there any cases like that? Like they had to go through surgery, but they chose not to go and they decided to go to you for chiro?
We have a few cases.
Okay.
So when there were a few cases that customers, I think, because I didn't verify this. This is what they tell me. Right? They said that they were supposed to get surgery, but because of their age, or some of them were just in their teens, right?
Right.
The parents were really worried because they're in their teens. They had some of the teenagers, their scoliosis are so bad, like 40, 50 degrees.
Oh, wow.
And then
Damn.
the parents were very scared. They don't want, so they try alternative ways.
Right.
And at least, after getting adjusted, their degrees went down a little bit. And I had to educate them that it's going to be a long process. It might take years.
Right.
Okay. And at the same time, there were some older folks, like in their 70s, 80 years old. They also were asked to go surgeries, but they were scared because they said, in Chinese they say, 我的半条命没有了.
Half of my life is gone.
Yeah, like, 我为什么要去动手术, right?
Right.
So they say that, half of my life is gone. Why do I need to go surgery? So I'm going to try other ways, see if it works. And then if it really cannot work, then I'll just live with it. Because honestly, they are thinking if they go surgery, if something goes wrong, what's going to happen to them? And being already at an advanced age,
right.
They say they got nothing to lose also.
True. It's all boils down to their mindset, right?
And their belief, right?
Yeah, and their belief.
And honestly,
right.
I always tell them, I cannot influence your decision. I can only tell you what we do. And honestly, whatever you want to do with it, because we don't diagnose anything. We leave that to the medical physicians to diagnose all their problems.
Right.
What we do is to help to balance their body, improve their nervous system, improve the function between the brain and the spine. And honestly, their bodies are the master healers. Their body will decide if
how to heal.
Yes, if they get better or they don't get better or they stay status quo.
Okay, interesting. And Nick, how much of physical pain is actually linked to stress, lifestyle, or even emotion?
A lot of it, the brain is a reflection of the body and the body is a reflection of the brain. So
okay.
A lot of people, they feel stress, even the relationship with people, and it's heavily related. Like, remember we were talking about chiropractic and mental health, right?
Yeah.
So emotions, mood disorders, sleep disorders, all these are all related.
Okay.
And I would say that, think about it, physically, mentally, emotionally, it cannot be separated. It is together because we are, a lot of our brain has nerves going down to our body, and our brain, the different parts of the brain, some of them deal with fear, some of them deal with the feeling excitatory or like happiness, and then some of it feeling with sadness and all that, right? And then a lot of it is also near to like many things that we could do physically in our brain to the body, right? So they are like structures that are so connected, that are so near to each other. And so I would say, from the brain to the body, yeah, it's all related.
Right. Okay. And now we actually spoke about your past patient, your previous patient, which was an elderly man. I mean, in his 50s, right?
No, I'm not sure. I think it's his 70s.
70s. Okay. So what I want to ask you as well, who is the ideal person that should actually come and see you and who shouldn't?
So honestly, we can see everybody because a lot of people don't equate like even babies to see chiropractors. So there is
Babies.
yes, there is an organization in the United States called the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association. They advocate
Interesting.
babies coming out from the mother's womb to get adjusted all the way. So from the womb to the tomb, right?
Oh,
You know,
okay. Interesting.
and because what they found is sometimes adults, their whole spine is so racked up already.
Right.
So it's easier to prevent the spine to get racked up from young than to try to convert and change the racked up spine at the elderly age. So, prevention is better than cure, right?
True.
And so honestly, we see babies, we see children, we see adults, but in my practice we mainly see adults. We see a couple of babies and children. But usually those are my clients who ask me to do that. I don't usually see that many, but that's what we do. And of course we also have chiropractic adjustments for animals, like cats and dogs. While I do not do it, I don't openly go and like promote my services, but I help like friends. I help some close clients, who ask me to adjust their dogs and cats. I will help them to do that also.
Do they resist during those moments, or they just lay down flat, relax, and let you do it?
Yes, so honestly, chiropractic, you see, a lot of people thinks that chiropractic is just a crack, but that is one method. That's the high velocity, low amplitude kind of method. But there's also very gentle chiropractic adjustments, which is you just use your fingers to like try to like stimulate those nerves. So it's like touching you. So even when we like adjust babies, sometimes I just use my pinky finger to like stimulate those areas. Or sometimes, with animals, we're also very gentle.
Right.
And then we really could help people like that. And, it may not be always that kind of, crack thing, and so that's what we want to. Ultimately, what we want is to stimulate the nervous system and help the nervous system to function at its best and to be free from interference.
Right.
And to get rid of what we call the vertebral subluxation, like as I mentioned earlier, which is really the way of saying the misalignments.
Okay, interesting. And I would like to ask you, what happens in the first session with you that most people wouldn't expect?
So most people that come to my office, a lot of them immediately, they just want to get an adjustment. So I told them, unfortunately, we do not do an adjustment just like that. We need to take your history. We need to take your body stats. You got to take your posture assessment, your foot alignment, because it's like the foundation. And then we have to do a comprehensive history and everything before we actually do any adjustment. And sometimes we even send them for x-rays or MRI before they come back.
Okay.
Before we even do the first adjustment. So and then some people say, so leceh. I said, well, we rather be more thorough to find out your issue because we want to get to the root cause rather than just anyhow do it, right?
True.
And in order to do that, we need to be very thorough and be like a detective because we rather it become leceh right now.
Right,
than,
troublesome.
Yes, and to get results rather than, agak-agak, right? Cannot. Because I remember we had clients that come in and they say, can just roughly lah, agak-agak. I say, are you sure you want to roughly, agak-agak? It's your health, it's your life, it's your spine. We cannot do that. We are trained to be very thorough because we don't want to guess with your health. And I'm sure you also don't want to guess with your health because your health is the most sacred and most important part of your body.
True. Interesting. Okay. And I would like to ask you as well, like, why do some patients see life-changing results while others don't?
So I do I when I was studying chiropractic, right, I did ask a lot of my teachers as well. I've seen this also. And honestly, sometimes it's also about the mind. Because I see people who get life-changing results. A lot of them, they come in with a very learnable, teachable, coachable kind of mindset.
Right.
And they always say, "You're the expert, come help me. Just tell me what I need to do." And then I see these people all get well.
Okay.
Whereas the people that don't get well, a lot of them, they come in, then they'll say, yeah, so good, man. Really, really can help, man. Well, I see so many videos. Then all the clinic can heal people, that kind of thing. So they come in with the idea that, like don't really believe fully in the thing. And then a lot of these people, actually, after many sessions, they also don't get better. And secondly, it also could be a skill level thing.
Skill level.
So if you go to a highly trained chiropractor that is properly trained, maybe they have a lot of years of experience, years of training under their belt, you could get way faster and better results. Even if they charge a little bit more, it's actually worth it. I always tell the story of hunting, right? If you go to the hunting ground, right, who's more effective? The person that can kill the bear, and hunting in 2 minutes, right? Or the person that go after 2 months of hunting the bear and the bear still haven't died. Who's more effective?
So, this is a really interesting question.
And interestingly, this was my mentor, Dr. Arnold Bernier. He actually told me this. Makes a lot of sense.
Right.
He said, how come, if the chiropractor can solve your issue in 2 minutes, shouldn't he get paid more?
Yeah.
Rather than the person who drag. But then in reality, our clients don't think that way. The clients will think, so fast. Then sometimes clients say, I thought must take many, many long time. And then funnily, people like to go through that whole process and everything, but then you really have to educate them that, if you go archery also, you just shoot bullseye, right?
Yeah.
That should be more effective than you keep going shooting out the thing and then, but that's in actual fact, people don't think that way, And I was just speaking to my friend who, in other health profession, who's also an acupuncturist.
Right.
And she was telling me this is a problem also. The problem is, she said, because she's a very skilled acupuncturist, and then she was telling me, but she's not in Singapore, she's in China.
Okay.
So she was telling me it's very difficult to do the business because she said that I could help poke 2 needles in the client and the client can get better. But then she said, if I poke 2 needles, people only want to pay me this amount.
Right. Because they only went through 1 session.
And then they get better already, but then they don't believe that 2 needles can get better. So in the end, a lot of practitioners have to put 30 needles. Then they can bill them a certain amount. You see the irony of life?
Yeah, understand.
Because people don't, but actually the efficiency is more important, right? It's just like if you're on a sinking ship, Rayson, if we both are in a sinking ship, would you pay the person who can solve the boat from sinking, right? The guy can, prevent the ship from sinking for 2 minutes? Or will you pay the person, ting, 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 try their best, work 2 hours, and in the end, the ship still sink? Who is more?
Of course, a 2-minute guy.
Right?
Right.
But this is something we don't think about. It's just like even when you see a medical doctor, if after 2 minutes, the doctor could prescribe you the right way to heal, whether it's a drug surgery or anything,
right?
Shouldn't he be paid more? Right? Or you go merry-go-round, 2 years, 3 years, and your problem's still not solved.
Right, understand.
But that's the irony of life sometimes.
True. Wow. Okay, interesting. Well, this is really interesting. So I get where you're coming from. And as we are coming to the end of the podcast, I have a couple questions for you. And that is, Nick, I would like to ask you, what's one thing you wish every working professional in Singapore understood about their body?
So I will understand that your body is intelligent.
Okay.
No matter when you feel something is off, don't doubt it. Seek help immediately.
Right. And also at the same time, if you could give one piece of advice to prevent 80% of future pain, what would it be?
I would say, really just get in tune, get adjusted. Because if you get adjusted, you're expressing life fully, and honestly, a lot of your issues can really get better,
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Dr. Nicholas, thank you for sharing your wisdom, insights, and passion for helping people live healthier and more balanced life. One of the biggest takeaways from today's conversation is that pain isn't always the problem. It's often the body signal that something deeper needs attention. Whether it's poor posture, chronic discomfort, stress, or lifestyle habits, our bodies are constantly communicating with us. The question is, are we listening? So, if today's episode resonated with you, and if you've been experiencing recurring pain, stiffness, fatigue, or simply want to optimize your health and performance, this may be the sign you've been waiting for to take action. To learn more about Dr. Nicholas Lim and the work he's doing through Dr. Chiro, be sure to connect with him and explore how advanced zone chiropractic and holistic health principles can help you restore balance and unlock your body's full potential. And to everyone tuning in, remember, your health is your greatest asset. Invest it, protect it, and never underestimate the power of a body functioning the way it was designed to. And thank you for joining us on the Raygacy Show. So if you've enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit from this conversation. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building your legacy.
Yep.
Take care and bye-bye.